Okay, we are ready.
Okay, great. So I'm going to get started. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us tonight for our virtual 2021 Listowel BIA AGM. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Lisa Schaefer, and I'm the part-time coordinator for the Listowel BIA. We're thrilled to have you tonight to review what we did last year and hope to do this year to support our Listowel businesses. Directly following the meeting, we are excited to have Braden from Off the Lens Media present on 5 common marketing mistakes. We believe that the work of the BIAs has never been more important or more critical than it is today during this unimaginable time in history. Our BIAs are part of the framework of the Ontario community and economy and represent the founding villages, towns, cities, and areas that make up Ontario. The marketing, communications, physical improvements, and other economic development actions we undertake are critical in helping downtowns and commercial areas respond to the current challenges businesses are facing, particularly those posed by COVID-19. Unfortunately, our chair was unable to make it, and our vice chair is currently in the hospital, so was unable to attend as well. So in accordance with our bylaws, I'm calling for nominations for a chair for the 2021 AGM. I will be calling for nominations 3 times. I'm now calling for nominations.
I nominate Sean Eaton.
Okay, I missed who nominated Sean. Sorry. Who was that? Oh, Matt.
It was Matt Ash.
Okay. Sean, is there someone else speaking? Okay. Sean Eaton, I'm not sure if his mic is working, but are you willing to chair the 2021 Listowel BIA AGM? Okay, Sean does not have technology that will allow him to speak right now. Is there someone else that I will call for nominations, and you can also nominate yourself if you're comfortable doing that and you don't want to nominate someone else. Okay.
Lisa,
Todd, yes.
if it's not too irregular and not to the displeasure of the board, I'd be happy to serve in this capacity, having a little bit of experience with chairing meetings.
It is not irregular. So Todd, are you willing to chair the 2021 Listowel BIA AGM?
I am so willing.
Okay, I will call for one final time for nominations because that is what I'm supposed to do. Seeing none, I will now call for someone to move that Todd Kasenberg be the chair for the 2021 Listowel BIA AGM. So is there someone willing to move that?
I'm willing to move that. That's from Brad.
Thank you, Brad. I will call for a seconder.
I'll second that.
Is that Matt?
Matthew, yep.
Thanks, Matthew. All those in favor, just raise your hand. Okay, that was moved. I now declare Todd Kasenberg the chair for the BIA AGM, and I am now handing the meeting over to Todd.
Well, thank you, Lisa. Thank you for those who are participating and attending tonight. Pleasure to welcome you to the annual general meeting of the Listowel Business Improvement Area. This organization has an esteemed history, and we're glad that those who are not on the board have elected to join us tonight as well to participate in the meeting and to learn a little bit about what the BIA has been up to. It's my pleasure to serve on this board as the municipal council's representative, and it has been an exceptional experience working with both the current chair, Scott Patterson, who is absent tonight, and also serving with the previous chair, Sean Eaton, who is certainly worthy of a lot of affection and thanks for his service, his years of service to the BIA. It is perhaps a little odd that I'm the chair tonight, but we'll move past the oddity of that and perhaps try to have an effective meeting, despite the fact that I'm in the chair. A little bit of mayor humor there, perhaps. So at this time, item 2 on our agenda calls for declarations of pecuniary interest. Pecuniary interest, of course, is when you perceive that you have a potential financial conflict of interest, either direct or indirect, in any matter that is on the table for decision and voting this evening. Any members of the organization perceive that they have a conflict or pecuniary interest declaration to make may make it at this time or at any point throughout the meeting as the matters arise. Are there any declarations of pecuniary interest at this time from members who are cognizant of same? I'm not hearing anything from any of you at this point, so I'm going to assume that we may move on to item 3 on our agenda. And at this time, opportunity to review the 2020 annual general meeting minutes, which were supplied. Can we put them on the screen at all, Lisa? Are we able to do that?
Nicole, are you able to do that?
Nicole? Who has control of the AV tonight?
Simon
I
is
do.
just checking that here.
Okay. It looks like we can see something from your feed, Nicole. Okay, so an annual general meeting was held on Wednesday, September 23rd, 2020. This was held again under COVID unusual circumstances at the Steve Kerr Memorial Complex. You can see the matters that were discussed, including motions that were made. At this time, are there any known revisions to that agenda that should be brought to the attention of the Secretary? I'm not hearing from any of you. If you do see something, please just take yourself off mute. So not seeing anything from you, I believe that we should consider a motion then that deals or addresses with these minutes. That motion, I'm sort of seeing the motion that's there already, so don't move too fast for me, is that the 2020 AGM minutes be approved as circulated. Can I call for a mover for this one?
I move to accept the minutes.
Thank you, Brad Cross. And can I get a seconder?
I will second it, Harminder.
Harminder, thank you. So Harminder is our seconder for this one. Any discussion or debate at all on this motion to approve these minutes? Seeing none, perhaps the best question is, are there any opposed? If there are any opposed, please take yourself off mute and let us know. And we'll call that carried. Thank you. So now if we can swap back to the agenda, put the agenda back on the screen. At this time, are there any items that have come forward from those minutes that should be considered by this meeting? Okay, I'm not hearing anything at this time, so we'll proceed from agenda item 4 to agenda item number 5. We have under this section of our agenda 2 reports. The first from Scott Patterson, who's the chair. As you've heard, the chair is absent tonight. I don't have his report, but I'm going to assume that he may have shared a message or report with Lisa Schaefer. Lisa, did you want to open your microphone and comment on this?
Sure, I can read his report out to everyone. So this is from Scott, not my words. I am proud to deliver the 2020 annual report on behalf of the Listowel Business Improvement Area. Despite the ongoing issues associated with the global pandemic, we have had a successful year and we continue to see meaningful results for our efforts. Again, I apologize for not being able to join you this evening for our AGM. Early in 2020, we had initiated matters to once again have the Win the Space program running in Listowel. While the storefronts in our BIA remain relatively filled, we still believe it is important that we continue to offer this program and encourage new businesses to take advantage of the training and opportunities that are offered. As you are aware, our 2018 Win the Space program was a great success, resulting in our winner, Macintosh Farms. They have become a staple in our downtown core area, and they had agreed to assist us with the 2020 program. Unfortunately, the pandemic has forced us to place this matter on the back burner for the time being. Luckily, our primary sponsor, Libro Credit Union, continues to be a willing partner with us on this matter, and when the opportunity allows us to proceed, we will once again continue on with this program. Due to the pandemic, our 2020 AGM was a modified event that was held in the community room at the Steve Kerr Memorial Complex. We were not able to have a guest speaker or presenter at that time. However, we did have a good attendance and various topics were able to be discussed. 2020 was definitely a different year for all of the businesses in North Perth and those within the BIA. As we continue to cope with the pandemic and the steps taken by provincial and local authorities to keep us all safe, the BIA has focused our efforts to continue with our normal promotional activities to promote Listowel as an area to shop, dine, and discover, while also actively working to assist our businesses and participate wherever possible to ensure our businesses survive this pandemic and emerge in a viable position once this pandemic is over. I will admit that much of the news in 2020 was not positive, as we all had to adjust to the ever-changing situation. One highlight of the year occurred at the end of the 2020 with our support of the Shop Local Dollars program. This program is designed to keep more shopping dollars in our area, especially during the typical busy holiday shopping season. This program saw a significantly large increase in the purchase of Shop Local Dollars by our community members and local businesses. These monies in turn will be spent back in our community. Our marketing and promotion of Listowel as a place to shop, dine, and discover was critical through 2020 through the use of radio, print, and social media. As the number of public events and activities that we normally sponsor were greatly reduced in 2020, we supported what we could and creatively came up with ways to engage the public and our businesses where possible. All of our activities are undertaken to bring more attention to our area and the businesses within. Our wonderful Christmas decorations were once again spruced up by our incredible group of volunteers that help us each year. We are so fortunate to have such a caring and creative group alongside our coordinator, Lisa, on this annual project. Our banners around the Listowel BIA continue to be a priority as we strive to maintain a beautiful appearance and consistent theme throughout the town. We continue to work with economic development and the North Perth Chamber on a variety of aspects. Our actions are quite often undertaken as a team effort with other agencies, town staff, or our volunteers. During 2020, all of these tasks were especially daunting, and it appears 2021 may not be heading in the direction we had hoped it would. The latest announcement for the emergency brake to be applied for 28 days will once again affect various businesses and force hardship on some. The BIA will continue in our goal of promoting Listowel in any way we can to lessen the impacts of the pandemic and support our members. 2020 saw the transfer of board secretary duties to Nicole Johnson. It has been a pleasure having Nicole assist us and keep us all advised of our upcoming meetings and activities. Thank you, Nicole, for what you do and all the efforts you put into assisting the BIA. We look forward to working with you in 2021. As always, a huge thank you also goes to our coordinator, Lisa Schaefer, for the masterful job she has done in 2020 and continues to do. My fellow board members and I are somewhat isolated from the day-to-day operations that Lisa participates in and undertakes on our behalf to assist our business community, but we are all aware of the professionalism with which she represents the BIA. Her efforts in 2020 to assist with our members to adjust to the pandemic were greatly appreciated. She continues to impress the board with her level of competence and her excellent work. She truly is an asset to the Listowel BIA. With all this being said, we are proud of what we were able to do in 2020, and we look forward to continuing our work in 2021. Our budget was approved by North Perth Council this past December, so we are well prepared and organized for this year. We are hoping for a return to normal sooner rather than later and the continued success of our BIA members. If I or the BIA can be of any assistance to any of our business community members who are with us this evening, please do not hesitate to contact us. We are here to assist. If anyone is interested in becoming involved in the BIA, we are always looking for new members to join our board. Please speak to any board member or Lisa if you have any interest in this regard. Thank you for being a part of the AGM, and all the best to each of you in 2021. And that is it.
Thank you, Lisa. I would entertain at this point, I think, a motion for receiving this report for information. Can I call on a mover for that purpose?
I'll move to receive this report. Matthew Schluck.
Thank you, Matt. And can I get a seconder? How about I
will
call on?
second Matt Ash.
Thank you. I was going to say, how about I call on the second Matt, and that worked out perfectly. So moved by Matt and seconded by Matt that we receive the chair's report for information. Any questions or discussion that we can try to answer or address? Hearing none at this point, are there any opposed? So we'll call that carried. Thank you. An excellent report, and I certainly appreciate all that the chair has done in assuming duties in difficult times. And I think he covered quite well a number of the wonderful things that the BIA has done. Perhaps I've been remiss, and Lisa, maybe help me out here. Should I have invited everyone to introduce themselves tonight? Is that a common practice at these AGMs?
Well, we do typically do that at the beginning. Scott did have a welcome message, but I think you did a very good message. If we wanted to introduce people, we could. That would be great.
I think that would be nice. I lean towards warmth, but apparently forgot it tonight. So Nicole, could you change the video input so that we can see all the Brady Bunch view, if you will? Maybe you're too young to know what that means. There we go. Brady Bunch view. Thank you. Why don't I just call out what I see, and if you spend a moment just to say hello to us and tell us what business entity you're associated with, if you so wish, we'd love to hear from you. So I'm going to call on Nicole Johnston, our trustee secretary, to say hello and offer greetings. Nicole, say hello.
Hello, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up is Harminder.
Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Can you see me?
We can't see you. We can hear you. We can't see you.
All right, there we are.
There he is. There he is.
Hi guys, my name is Harminder. I own the Listowel pharmacy here in town. Not sure what else I should be saying.
Oh, that's great. Thank you. And Harminder is a member of the board. Next up is Brad.
Yes, I'm Brad Cross. I'm the owner of Cross Heating and Air Conditioning and a member of the board as well. So welcome tonight.
Thank you, Brad. Fran? We can't hear you, Fran. I don't know. No. Okay, well, you're going to have to figure out how to connect because I think you have a report to give. So you might want to scrounge up the phone number, Fran. Next up is Justin.
Good evening, everyone. Justin Diaz. I'm the manager of economic development and tourism with the County of Perth. Here representing the county. Normally, my colleague Ashley Brocklebank would be attending and does regularly attend these meetings, but she is at another BIA meeting this evening, so I'm happy to take her place this evening.
Thank you. Next up is Matt, I think. Matt.
I'm not sure which one, but I will assume me.
Go for it.
Matt Ash. I'm one of the owners of GM Blue Plant Engineering, and I'm also the branch manager of the local office here in Listowel.
Thanks, Matt. And Matt is a member of the board as well. I think I see June. June? Do I see June? It's funny because the Brady Bunch thing is moving around, which is kind of frustrating. So let's see who else I recognize. I see Nick Cadot. Nick, do you want to say hi? Nick, are you with us? Can you say hi? We're not hearing from Nick either. The perils of these meetings is the inability to get good connections. All right, maybe I should just stop trying to call names out, and anyone who wants to shout out and say hello is welcome to do so at this point. Who would like to go next?
Me, I'm Matthew Schlauch. I'm the pricing manager representing Ideal Supply.
Thanks, Matthew. Next.
My name is Sherry Hicks. I am representing Listowel Super Storage. I'm the site manager here.
Thanks, Sherry. Welcome.
My name's Braden from Offer Lens here in town. I've been doing that for the past 7 years, and we're also in Stratford.
Thanks, Braden, and we're glad to have you with us as our special guest tonight. Sharon? I guess you Sharon over there.
Hi, everybody. My name's Sharon. I'm with the North Perth Chamber of Commerce, and I love supporting the BIA because it's great teamwork between the Chamber and the BIA and all the things we could try to accomplish for the business community of North Perth. Yeah, Listowel. I should correct that.
Very good, thanks. Who wants to go next?
And I'm Janet. I make up the third musketeer in the office. I'm the supporting office admin at the Chamber.
Thanks, Janet. Kim Couch, I see, is here.
Hi, it's Kim, and I'm the Community Development Coordinator for the municipality of North Perth, and enjoy being able to serve in our business community as well as the broader community development of North Perth.
Thank you. And Corey Wilson, we see your name there. Corey, are you with us?
I'm not too sure if you can hear or see me.
We can hear you.
Yeah, I'm just a property owner downtown, and just curious to see how this goes tonight.
Great. Now we can see you too. Thank you, Corey. Who are we missing? Some of the maybe phone-in people? Yes, go ahead. I see you.
I'm Tammy McAleer. I'm with Trillium Mutual Insurance.
Welcome, Tammy. Thanks for coming tonight. Anyone else we haven't heard from? I see someone from the banner here. I don't know whether they want to be silent or whether they want to at least say hello.
It's Colin Burrows from the banner. I'm just here to gather information for a story about what the BIA has been doing over the last year.
Great. Welcome, Colin, tonight. Have we missed anyone else? Last chance. All right, that was a little more civil, I think. If we did miss you, please shout out at some point, say hello. Okay, let's put that agenda back up, Nicole, if you would, please. And I think our next report is from Lisa as well. This is the coordinator's report. So Lisa, I'll turn that over to you.
Great, and I'm just going to get Simon to put up my presentation. Simon, I'll just say next slide, just to make it easy for you. Okay, so as has been mentioned a few times already today, 2020 was a year like no other, and unfortunately continues into 2021 with another big announcement today. I like to say 2020 was a unique, challenging, and busy year for us, where we constantly had to pivot and adapt from our plans. Much of what we had planned was canceled or went virtual, and our focus became on COVID-19 supports for our businesses. So tonight I'll provide just a very high level of what we did in 2020, what we're hoping to do in 2021, and a few other tidbits of information at the end. So after wrapping up a busy 2019 holiday season, we started planning for 2020, but what we planned was vastly changed and impacted by COVID. That said, on top of supporting our businesses through COVID, we managed to run several initiatives and still promote Listowel as a place to safely shop, dine, and discover. We supported many events, many that went virtual, including Patty Fest, which did get a start last year, but then had to quickly end. The Chamber Awards, the Teddy Bear Play Day, the Canada Day events. We even had our own little float in the parade that the mayor put together. The virtual community of character night and the drive-through Santa Claus parade. During the first lockdown, we did a share the love promotion to encourage shopping and then focused on advertising. As the summer drew near and our numbers for COVID were good in our area, we ran several programs, including a daycation contest with Blackburn Radio, Shop Local Summer Sale Days, and a scavenger hunt with the North Perth Library and our businesses. These programs followed all COVID safety protocols and provided us with several fun programs to promote Listowel. Our summer saw us once again add beautiful flowers to our downtown. This included the cement planters and the flower baskets. Thank you to North Perth staff for keeping them beautiful for us and for planning them. We had our postponed AGM from the spring and the fall, and we continued all year with the general marketing of Listowel as a place to shop and dine with a little less focus on the discover. Next slide. For the holiday season, we had to adapt a bit, but were able to keep many of our programs. We continued with our decorating contests for both residents and businesses. Both were very successful. Our resident contest had 3 times as many entries as previous years. We also decorated the town with our seasonal decorations. This year we added a snowman bench, which I have on the slide. It was put near the cenotaph, and we also added some new decorations at the chamber. And the new bench garnered a lot of selfies, and people were sending them to me, which was really great to see. They enjoyed that new decoration. We increased our advertising during this time. We had ads in the banner. We did the Home for the Holiday booklet. We advertised with the chamber a Deck the Halls shopping weekend in November, and we ran a scavenger hunt with businesses and the North Perth Library. And finally, we worked with the chamber to promote a Shop Dollar promotional program, which was a huge success. Over $140,000 were purchased. So considering everything that was going on. Sorry? Oh, okay. Considering everything that was going on with COVID, we had a great holiday season, and we just really want to thank the Chamber from working with us on those programs and being a support to us. So in addition to what was discussed above, a large portion of our time was spent supporting our businesses during COVID-19. Many of our events that were scheduled for the spring and summer were canceled. We had to pivot to support our businesses while they were closed and significantly impacted by the pandemic. When the space was postponed after we launched it in March, many Patty Fest events were canceled, and our usual summer events were either canceled, delayed, or adapted. We worked with the municipality and the chamber to support our businesses during the initial impacts by various joint initiatives such as phone calls with the mayor, promoting businesses on social media, our website, and the municipality website. Regular newsletters were sent out by us to members on various supports and what we were doing. And we worked with Penny Saver Signs to partner on an Open for Business sign program, which you can see on the top of my slide. Instead of focusing on just Listowel, we promoted both Listowel and North Perth as we felt it was more important to work together and to support our entire business community. One of the big projects we did was partnering with the Kinsman Club of Listowel to work on a gift card program to support local businesses. Local businesses were welcome to participate, and the gift card and food bank program. So $20,000 in local gift cards were purchased, and $12,000 was donated to the local food bank. And the BIA helped to draft the program and promote it, as well as reached out to businesses to sign up and be a part of it. We increased our radio ads, banner ads, and social media with Shop Local. We are open posts, and we ran several promotions throughout the year. And finally, we provided support as we could through visits, phone calls, and emails. So, next slide. Well, we put together a marketing plan for 2021, as we always do for the upcoming year. We understood that we might have to adapt with another lockdown and a worry that we might not be in a color in our region that was favorable to in-person shopping. This year, we developed a new program called Listowel Loves Local. Residents were encouraged to shop local and take the pledge. The pledge consisted of the following: I'll continue to take my personal safety and the safety of those around me seriously. As my budget permits, I'll shop at one or more Listowel or surrounding North Perth businesses each week. When I am buying a gift for someone, I will consider local options first, and I will use my digital presence to support local businesses. Those that took the pledge or shared testimonials or posted or all three were entered into a contest to win Shop Local dollars. We had so much interest that several businesses, Diana Sweets, IDA Pharmacy, Off the Lens, and the Listowel Florist provided additional prizes. The program ran from February 9th to March 10th, and the winners were announced on March 15th. We also just wrapped up filming a new Discover Listowel video for the winter season, and we'll do a new one for the summer. You can check them out on our website. We're hoping to do more events throughout the year, and we will sponsor events that are happening and support Listowel and the business community. As always, we will do seasonal promotions and beautification. Our summer banners are up, and our flowers will go up as planned when the weather permits, although today it felt like they could have gone up today. Finally, we are developing a business directory for all Listowel businesses so we can reach everyone and make sure we are promoting the entire business Listowel community. Next slide. The win the space is a tough one. We have had to postpone it twice. We had started it in March of last year, and then we had planned to run it in the fall, and then numbers started going up again. And we are hopeful to run the program later this year. We want to thank everyone who has supported this initiative, including Libro through the Libro Prosperity Grant, our sponsors, trainers, and partners. A program like this takes many people to be successful, and we look forward to bringing it back when the time is right. Next slide. Join our team. Scott mentioned it, but we have a lot planned for 2021 to support our business community, and we would welcome anyone to volunteer and join our board. If you are interested, please reach out to me or any of our board members, and we'd be happy to talk to you about that. And then just questions and answers. Anybody have any questions or thoughts or comments? I'd be happy to take them.
Thanks for the report, Lisa. Anyone attending tonight who would like to ask questions, seeking more information, or perhaps any comments? Okay, so I think we should advise to put a motion on the floor at this point for the purposes of receiving the coordinator's report for information. Can I call on a member to be our mover for this?
I move the accept the report.
Thank you. Is that Brad?
Yep, that's Brad.
Thanks, Brad. Can I get a seconder?
I second that. Matthew Schloch.
Thanks, Matthew. So duly moved and seconded to receive this report for information. Any discussion? hearing none, are there any opposed? I will call that carried. Thank you very much, Lisa. An exceptional year under exceptional circumstances, but it remains exceptional. That turns us to item number 6 on the agenda, the unaudited financial report, and I believe this is to be presented by Frances Hale. I'm hoping that she's sorted out the technology problems with her audio. So Fran, can we hear from you at this point?
I hope so. Are you able to hear me?
Very good. Thank you. Yes.
I have to thank Simon for his help. As noted by Lisa's report and your comments, Mayor Kasenberg, 2020 was exceptional, and the numbers that fall out from that year are here tonight for you to have a look at. The columns to the left of the report indicate the actuals with the budget beside for 2020. And as you can note on the very last line item for the accounts, we anticipated taking in $4,500 from our reserve, and instead we were able to add $13,000 to the reserve. Some of that came from our levy. During 2020, we added more properties assessment to, and we're able to take in an additional $4,500 over what the anticipated levy was to be in 2020. So at the end of the year, we have a reserve of $65,528.14, of which the 2021 budget is incorporating $7,500 of that. But at this time, before we move on to the budget, I would ask that the 2020 unaudited financial statements be received for information. And just to make you aware, once they are completed, I will present them to the BIA and put them on the website for public information.
Thank you for your report, Fran. Anyone with questions at this point about the unaudited financial report? So again, exceptional year. We've increased the reserve. Is that my understanding is that we've increased the reserve, Fran? Is that what you said?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, an additional 13,000.
Okay, so 13,000 has been put to reserves, and again, an interesting time. Can I call on a mover for the motion that Ms. Hale has suggested or recommended to us, which is that we receive this report for information? Anyone? It's going to turn into a Ferris Bueller movie shortly.
I will move, Matt Ash.
Thanks, Matt Ash. And seconded by?
I'll second it by Brad.
Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it. Okay, so moved by Matt Ash, seconded by Brad Cross, that we receive this report for information. Any further discussion or debate? Seeing and hearing none, are there any opposed? So that is carried. Thank you. Next up then is the 2021 budget, and I believe that means we call on Ms. Hale again. Fran, welcome back.
Yes, as per Lisa's presentation of all the items, the numbers represented here are those that have been put in place. Chair Scott Patterson has taken this to council at the end of 2020, and the 21 budget was approved by council and here this evening for confirmation.
Thanks, Fran. What is the appropriate resolution to be put on the floor for a matter like this?
That the approval of the 2021 budget with a levy of $119,300.
Okay, so you've heard the draft resolution suggested by the treasurer. Are there any who wish to modify that resolution before we open it to being moved and seconded? Okay, well, let's call for a mover for this resolution, which is approval of the 2021 budget for the BIA.
I'll do that, Harminder.
Thank you, Harminder. And a seconder? Anyone willing to second that?
I'll second that.
Thanks. That's Matthew, right?
Yes.
Very good. Thank you. So we have it duly moved and seconded for approval of this budget for the 2021 year. Any questions or last comments before we proceed? And let's proceed to a vote. Are there any opposed? That is carried. Thank you very much. That brings us to item 8 on our agenda. Thanks, Fran. Brings us to item 8 on our agenda, and thanks, Lisa. I know that the two of you had to work together to create an effective budget for the organization for 2021. And again, I note the work of Scott Patterson, the chair of the BIA, in presenting this to council, and his good work is appreciated too. That brings us to agenda item number 8, other business. I believe there's a meeting schedule for the board. Is that to be presented by you, Lisa, I'm assuming?
Yes, and it will be very quick. We have made some changes to our schedule for the rest of 2021. So that is posted on the North Perth website in our BIA section. But just a reminder for everyone that our next regular meeting is Wednesday, May 5th at 7:30 a.m. And of course, it will be virtual. So if you would like to attend that, just let me know. That's it.
Thank you, Lisa. And I will continue. I'll sort of add my mayoral endorsement to the notion that if any of our guests tonight who are not currently serving on the board would find it in their heart and a little bit of time, especially if you like 7:30 in the morning meetings, to meet and serve on our board, we'd love to have your nomination, your self-nomination for that purpose. All right, that brings us to what is typically my favorite time of the night, which is adjournment, opportunity to adjourn the annual general meeting. I'm not telling you to go away at all because we have an exciting guest presentation tonight, and I invite all those who are here to stick around. But we do need to adjourn the business portion of our annual general meeting, and so I'll call for a motion to adjourn at 7:48 p.m. Who would like to be our mover for this?
I'll motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you. And our seconder will be?
I'll second that.
Thank you very much. And so it's a non-debatable motion. Are there any opposed? Very good. Then I'll call the 2020 annual general meeting of the Listowel BIA adjourned. And at this time, we'll turn our attention over to Lisa, who will introduce our guest speaker tonight. Lisa.
Thank you. First, I would just like to thank you, Mayor Todd, for being our chair tonight. It is greatly appreciated. And you did an excellent job for someone who had really no time to plan for that. So thank you very, very much on behalf of the BIA. It is my pleasure to introduce Braden, owner of Off the Lens Media, to present our keynote address. I first actually had the pleasure of speaking about Off the Lens in 2019. I'm not sure if he'll remember this, but I was the one that presented him with the North Perth Chamber Business of the Year Award in 2019. And to see how much they have done since that time is very impressive. So Off the Lens started in 2015, and it was set out to help businesses change the way they market online using high quality video, targeted online ads, and custom brand strategies. They help businesses get on their feet and dominate their space. With their passion for helping others, they are aiming to change the online marketing space and how business owners look at investing in themselves and their brand. Led by Braden, Off the Lens Media delivers high-quality, client-based services that produce results. Braden believes that by educating their audience, they all can be successful. Tonight, Braden will take time to present to us on 5 common marketing mistakes Over the past 7 years, Off the Lens Media has compiled a list of common mistakes businesses often make unintentionally when selling to customers, branding, and reaching their audiences online. Braden will speak to these mistakes and then share how you can avoid them and improve your digital presence. After the presentation, Braden will be available for a question and answer period. Thank you so much, Braden, for coming tonight, and I will now let you lead us through this presentation.
Thanks so much, Lisa. I feel like my work here is done with that introduction, so I'm flattered. I appreciate that. Before I start, I just want to thank everybody for being here and the BIA for giving me the opportunity to share a bit of value. I know that this is some crazy times right now for businesses and individuals with COVID. And given the news this morning, obviously things are going to keep rolling this way. So if I can provide any value to you tonight, I hope to do that now. So let me just share my screen here. Can everybody see this?
It looks good, Braden. Thank you. We can see it.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks so much. All right. So I kind of changed the title last minute of this presentation. So thank you, Lisa, for allowing us to do that. So over the past 7 years, like Lisa said, we've seen a lot of common overlap in companies when they come to their branding, strategy, and marketing. So here are 5 common ones that we have found. I was going to do a little introduction here. I'll kind of skip over a few things that Lisa spoke about, but been working with Off the Lens for the past 7 years, started in high school, and we've supported over 50 businesses across North America, mainly Ontario, but also into LA and BC, and hundreds of projects completed from video ads to long format production, ad campaigns, and my favorite, social media and strategy. Our industries that we work in are primarily car dealerships, gyms, supplements, manufacturing, real estate, and a lot more. But my biggest passion isn't just Off the Lens, it's actually helping entrepreneurs and businesses grow. I find it so cool that you can get up in the morning and just do what you want in life, and this is what I'm choosing. So, and thank you, Mayor Todd Kasenberg, for doing the introductions for everybody. I was gonna do these intros now. So, over the past year or two, even with COVID and other issues with the economy and businesses, we've kind of formed this new vision, and it's a world where business is a tool to build community. So wherever we can help build community externally, it really is my belief that they give back to businesses, and supporting local this year has been a huge factor in that. So here are 5 common mistakes that most companies make. Number 1 is delegating marketing internally without understanding it first yourself. So this is super important because it creates confusion and uncertainty in your marketing efforts. As an owner of a business, we get questions all the time. It's like, how do we tell our marketing or our past marketing has worked? We're getting likes on our page, our ads, whatever we're running, but does it actually contribute to growth? Well, to understand that, you have to understand some marketing. And it can also leave negative reactions towards your company with rough branding, poor messaging, and targeting. You can lead massive unwanted costs and wasted time. So we want to make sure marketing efforts are moving the needle forward in the right direction and at the right pace. So whatever you're comfortable with. And one interesting thing, and I think you might find this really fascinating, a cost versus investment mentality. When it comes to marketing, it is an investment, and it has to be looked and played out that way. So if you were to invest into the stock market or Corey, as you mentioned, real estate in town, you don't just go in and buy the place. You look at it, you create a strategy and make sure everything makes sense. So look at everything that you do as an investment and not guesswork. So here's a few solutions. You can take a few courses online to help familiarize yourself and your team with marketing, and read and listen to educational insights. I'm a huge reader and podcast guy, but you can develop an understanding of consumer behavior and the psychology behind their actions through those avenues. And really be aware of the reactions from your content you post. So one of my favorite books for the readers out there this is probably going to be backwards, but High Performance Habits by Brendan Burchard. And although this isn't directly marketing, I think every entrepreneur and business owner will definitely take some hints from this book. And the art of client service, whether you hire your marketing out or you do it in-house, the art of client service is #1, the first marketing book you should pick up, in my opinion. #2, not testing ads, creatives, and strategies. So when we talk about social media and you post online, or any marketing that you do for that matter, it's really important to test. And that's how we find out if we can scale certain campaigns or content you post, or what's sticking to the wall. So your budget's going to be eaten up by campaigns and content if you plan to target properly. And you're going to be left with no room or budget for improvement if you don't test, and it limits your business success. Not just your marketing results or your financials, but your customer engagement. And you can also be left with massive wait times because you're not testing things. It takes about 2 weeks to do a full in-depth test on social media, give or take. And then once you have that final copy, you can go all in without seeing what sticks long-term. So testing content in groups and types is super important when it comes to social media, and track the results using analytic software. If you're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn, you're on Instagram, they all have software that you can track your content from. So if you break this down into categories, video, let's start there. You got documentary style, educational, or humorous. Depends what your brand voice is and your company's mission and goal is. You might want to pick a certain one, but test long format, short format videos, which is micro and pillar content, and mobile and desktop. Probably, I mean, I'm almost positive every business in here, if you look at your Facebook analytics, you'll see that about 80% of your traffic is coming and viewing through mobile. So getting that mobile content is super, super important, and utilizing that. When it comes to photos and graphics, you want to make sure you test different things like colors. What stands out to your audience? What gets more clicks? Red is also a great color for that. Topics, styles, photo types, personality. Right now, especially during these times, people want to see faces with masks, of course, but adding personality and individuals in your business will help you grow online. Copywriting, things like "Hey North Perth" or "Hey Listowel" is a sure way to get that hook and viewers to stop scrolling, and questioning the audience or writing styles. So let's break down a little more testing. So here's a little case study to give you some context. A local gym needed to generate some more memberships in Listowel, and we created a virtual tour video that was 45 seconds in length. Super quick, punchy, catchy advertising that wanted to basically, the end goal was for them to buy the membership, but them to come in after seeing the video. So we tested out 9 different ad campaigns until we came up with these results that I'll show you in a second. So this Facebook ad campaign, it was just on Facebook, and it was only on for 7 days. We had 25 messaging conversions, which converted into memberships, monthly and yearly, and 308 new page visits. So the key thing here is the message conversions. That's what we were tracking. So this was done with $175 because we tested previously on very low budget ads, and the cost per message, the CPM, was $7.03. So for those interested in breaking down and testing content, here are 3, this is the kind of the phases that we did this in. So test 1 would be the offer. We put 3 ads out and different offers on each ad. And we took the best performing one and moved it into a different ad. And 3 of these ads had the same offer, but different creative. So different photos, different colors, different graphics, and we took that best performing one and changed the copy, the writing, and that's how we got the final ad. So it ended up actually being the video ad, like I mentioned. So number 3, the biggest mistake is targeting everyone. And now I will get into this. It's different than brand awareness. Brand awareness is super important, but targeting everyone. Why is not clarifying my ideal client profile bad if I'm reaching everyone is a question we get all the time. If you market to everyone, you market to no one. This is a super, super popular saying in marketing, but it's different than brand awareness. If we're looking to track conversions or something in depth, or really trying to amp up the sales and track where they came from, this is a fantastic thing to pay attention to. So if you don't test, you're also going to waste time and money on your end and leave negative emotions from your audiences who don't relate to your content. Sorry, I said test. I meant targeting everybody. So if there's any sports fans on here, you're watching a hockey game and the commercials come on and there's some commercial that doesn't speak to you, you don't connect with it, you don't use the product. What do? You pick up your phone, almost every single TV commercial now. So make sure you're targeting and speaking to the individuals that you actually want to purchase from you. So the first step, identify your ICP, which is your ideal client profile. This does not have to be your current ones. This is a misconception. So don't think about your favorite customer that walks in the door. Think about the customer you would love to walk in the door. Who would that be, and how can we speak to those individuals? So niche into that target market and speak to them on your organic content, which is your social media posts, Google My Business, however that looks, YouTube, and your paid content, any paid marketing avenues. And choose correct social platforms. For B2B companies, business to business, a lot of the times you're going to be hammering on LinkedIn and Facebook for written content, and then Instagram is very visual. So confirm your messaging pillars as well so that they relate to these customers. And I'll clarify what I mean here, messaging pillars. So they're topics that are the foundation of your marketing. They're themes. We chose 3 for our business, and a lot of our clients run 3 to 5. They're themes that are consistently mentioned in posts, online advertising, any print advertising that you have, conversations you have with prospects or customers. Anywhere your business is seen or heard, you want to kind of bring these up. They don't have to be the main focus, but a support context to your content you put out. So as an example, just to give you some context, our pillar examples for Off the Lens are: 1, we create long-term strategies. Again, long-term. 2, we're focused on supporting and building communities. That's citizens and the business community. And we help save time and we help clients save time and arrive at results faster. So those are 3 things that we incorporate in all of our messaging and ads in any way we can. The 4th thing, you don't track or pay attention to analytics. Depending what marketing platforms you're using, not just digital, there should be, or there will be, some analytics. Try to use these to your best of your ability. We get these questions all the time. How do I know if my marketing is actually working? I see our posts getting engagement, but I have no clue what's really going on. Or where are all these calls coming from? Not tracking your analytics will waste time, energy, and money on your end. Your marketing could feel like it's at a standstill because you're not looking at the numbers. You're not really aware of what's going on. It's going to cause confusion on where you're losing and gaining customers. And it's incredibly difficult to scale marketing effectively and efficiently. Those are the key words: effectively and efficiently. So if you're on Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn, like I said, you can get analytics software, and most of it's built in. You can track where geographic locations people are viewing your content from, how many clicks they're giving you, what kind of engagement your posts got, but also a little more in-depth conversions and metrics that we'll talk about in a second. But analyze and keep record of where your conversions are coming from and which efforts are working the best. That can be as simple as what kind of post works the best, if it's educational or it's humorous, or your Facebook ads or whatever platform you're running ads on. Get educated and familiar with the built-in systems, like I just mentioned, and confirm the metrics that you want to track and matter. Traffic sources, engagement, conversion rates, those are a few. So number 5, the last mistake that we see a lot of businesses make is not creating culture. And when we talk about culture, this doesn't necessarily mean internal, but external as well. Failing to do so can engage the wrong audience. Poor quality leads and low quality sales are often a good outcome of that. Not good outcome, but a apparent outcome. And it also creates confusion on what your brand really stands for, values, and your work culture. If you create a strong online culture and community, you're going to get better applicants and people excited about working for your company as well. So really, it's a win-win. It's important to create a culture through your marketing, and you can do so by building on values, 2, building on people, and 3, building on experiences. If you can think of the last time you went to a car dealership or a house, or you moved into a new office, whatever you got and you were excited about, let's say the car dealership. Think about the experience. Maybe you close your eyes and envision it. You walk in, You get the keys from the salesman after you sign your life away on probably a bad investment. That's okay. I'm a car guy. And you smell the leather, just there's something about the air in the car. It's the experience. How can you show your experience from your company online? Also build on people. Again, people, citizens, community, they want to see individuals that they can relate to online and that they know. That'll help engagement as well. And build on the values. That's not just the values that your business is built on with like honesty, integrity, respect, but also the value financially. What's your, what do you have over your competitors? What value do you bring to the table? So getting your internal culture in check also allows you to expand the established culture into a greater community, as mentioned before, that people will naturally want to be a part of. Again, that means consumers, customers, and possible new hires. So I'm just going to give you guys a little summary of what we just spoke about. These are the kind of the notes if you just want to take any. Not understanding marketing before delegating can be very confusing for you, the business owner, and your team and your clients. Not testing creatives, ads, and strategies will greatly hinder your marketing results and your business growth. And targeting everyone, not your ideal customers, will leave you with likely poor quality leads and sales. And if you don't track and use analytics to your advantage, your marketing won't really be able to scale effectively. Lastly, oh, wow, that was a different slide. All right. Not creating culture can cause confusion and a massive customer disconnect. And those are the 5. We do have a bigger list and a little more in depth if you want the full 10 common things. So if you want that list, send me an email, info@offalens.com, and I'd love to send that off to you and your team. So I just want to open the floor for some Q&A. If nobody has any questions, that's okay.
Are there any questions?
If nobody wants to speak up here too, and you'd rather just like have a one-on-one conversation because you're struggling with something or you've always wondered, you know, what you could. Thanks, Sharon. Yeah, if you have any private questions, don't hesitate to contact us, and I'd love to answer those.
Okay, that sounds good. Thank you so much, Braden, for taking the time to present to us today. It was informative, engaging, and it was helpful. I'll be using some of the suggestions myself to improve the BIA's social presence. And that really concludes our 2021 Listowel BIA AGM. I want to thank everyone who joined us tonight. If you'd like to reach out to us, like I said before and Scott said in his address, please feel free to connect with myself or a board member anytime. If you're interested in joining the board, we'd love to discuss that with you, either myself or a board member. And we are welcoming new board members, so that would be great. And finally, just stay safe, and here's hoping for brighter days ahead. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Thanks again, everybody.
Thanks all. Have a great night.